The Darkness Unleashed. In a small, quiet town nestled deep within a forest, a chilling legend was whispered among the locals. They spoke of a creature known as the Moondog, a sinister entity that only emerged when the moon was obscured by thick, ominous clouds. This creature had become the stuff of nightmares, lurking in the shadows and hunting those unfortunate enough to be alone in the dead of night. The Moondog was said to be drawn to darkness like a moth to a flame, and it reveled in the inky blackness of the dense woods that surrounded the town. As the night deepened and the moon remained hidden, it would materialize with blinding speed, its presence barely a shadowy blur as it prowled the moonless landscape. The stories were always the same. Unsuspecting individuals who ventured into the woods alone were its favorite prey. With eyes that seemed to gleam like malevolent stars in the darkness, the Moondog would chase them relentlessly, its ferocious bite and uncanny speed making escape impossible. It was said that its bite inflicted a curse, ensuring that those it attacked would never be seen again. One chilling tale spoke of a young couple, Sarah and David, who had ventured into the woods on a cold, dark night, driven by the thrill of adventure. As the clouds shrouded the moon, they felt an eerie sensation creeping over them, like an unseen predator closing in. Their laughter turned to panic when they heard the rustling of leaves, and then, out of the darkness, the Moondog emerged with terrifying swiftness. Its eyes, like twin orbs of malevolence, locked onto them. Sarah and David fled for their lives, their hearts pounding in their chests. But the Moondog was relentless, its blinding speed closing the gap between them. Sarah felt its hot breath on her neck, and with a snarl, it lunged. In a desperate attempt to protect her, David threw himself between Sarah and the Moondog, and its jaws clamped down with deadly force. The next morning, search parties scoured the woods, but all that remained of the ill-fated couple were shreds of torn clothing, scattered amongst the trees. The Moondog had claimed 2 more victims, leaving only questions and sorrow in its wake. Another tale told of an old man, Henry, who had lived in the town for decades. He was known for his nightly strolls through the woods, undeterred by the eerie stories surrounding the Moondog. One fateful night, the moon vanished behind a thick cover of clouds, and Henry ventured deeper into the woods than ever before. As he walked, he began to sense a presence lurking behind him. Henry's heart raced as he quickened his pace, but the Moondog's blinding speed was too much. It pounced, its powerful jaws locking onto his leg. Henry's anguished cries echoed through the trees as the Moondog dragged him deeper into the darkness, leaving behind a trail of blood and despair. Days later, Henry's tattered jacket was found hanging on a tree branch, a grim reminder of his ill-fated encounter with the Moondog. The town grieved for the loss of yet another soul, realizing that the Moondog's insatiable appetite for darkness and solitude showed no mercy, regardless of age or familiarity. Desperate to end this reign of terror, a group of brave souls decided to take matters into their own hands. Armed with flashlights, hunting gear, and a resolve born from the depths of their fear, they embarked on a treacherous journey into the heart of the darkened woods. Their mission: to confront the Moondog and put an end to its reign of terror once and for all. As they ventured deeper into the woods, the air grew thick with tension, and the sinister silence of the night seemed to close in around them. They followed a trail of eerie signs, torn clothing, broken branches, and traces of blood that hinted at the Moondog's presence. Suddenly, a bone-chilling howl echoed through the trees, causing their hearts to race. The Moondog, sensing their intrusion into its domain, emerged from the shadows. Its eyes glinted with a malevolence that sent shivers down their spines. The confrontation was swift and terrifying. The Moondog moved with its usual blinding speed, darting among the trees, its ferocious growls filling the night. But the hunters were prepared, and they unleashed a barrage of light and sound, attempting to drive the creature back. Flares of light pierced the darkness as they fired their flashlights, creating a blinding spectacle that seemed to momentarily disorient the Moondog. In that fleeting moment of confusion, one hunter managed to fire a tranquilizer dart that struck true, The moondog let out a final haunting howl before collapsing to the forest floor. Its menacing presence was extinguished, and the nightmare that had gripped the town for so long seemed to lift like a shroud. But as the minutes passed, an unsettling realization began to take hold. The moondog's body began to fade, as if it were slowly dissolving into the very shadows that had birthed it. The hunters watched in awe and dread as the creature's form became increasingly insubstantial until, with an eerie, otherworldly wisp, it vanished completely, leaving behind nothing but a lingering sense of foreboding. The town would indeed know a temporary delay from the terror that had plagued them for so long, but the moondog's disappearance carried an ominous message. It was a reminder that some horrors, no matter how close to defeat they may seem, can never truly be defeated. The legend of the moondog would persist, a haunting tale whispered around campfires and in hushed tones on dark, cloudy nights. As the years went by, the townspeople learned to live with the menace of the moondog, forever mindful of its potential return. They cautioned their children never to venture into the woods on moonless nights and to be wary when the moon disappeared into the clouds, for the vicious presence of the moondog still lingered, lurking just beyond the edge of their collective consciousness. And so, to this day, the legend endures, a chilling reminder that darkness holds secrets that are best left undisturbed. The town has found a fragile peace, but they know that the moondog may yet return, its haunting howls echoing through the depths of the night. A reminder that some nightmares never truly fade away.